It's kind of not making sense what I'm saying. All about my experience reading it, what I thought about it. No, that's very lame. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Maitreyi, and if you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe. Today I will be reviewing Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. Now it's my first ever read from her. From what I've heard about her, I had very high expectations. Now I have very mixed feelings about Fangirl because it didn't live up to the hype that I had made in my mind about it. I did not particularly dislike it, but it was also not one of my absolute favorites. I also didn't completely fall in love. So I was somewhere in the middle and I have kind of bittersweet feelings towards it, but we will get to all of that. I will talk all about it. Before that, I'm going to give a brief about what this book is for a better understanding if you would like to read it or not. So without any further ado, let's get right into the video. So Fangirl is basically a story about this girl named Kath. She is a complete introvert and it's about her story of going into college and just getting through life. She has this twin sister Ren who is completely opposite. She is a full-on extrovert and she totally wants to go to college. Going to college was Ren's idea because Kath did not even want to leave their dad and go to a new place. But Ren, being the extrovert that she is, she really wanted to go to a new place, make new friends and everything. Kath is very shy, she has trust issues, she has anxiety and she does not really want to get out of her shell, and she finds the whole experience of college very difficult because it's not her personality to blend easily with people and to open up and everything. She's a reader and she's also a writer and obviously a fangirl. She is a fangirl of this book series, which is about Simon Snow and Baz, and it is basically set in an entirely fictional universe which is called the World of Mages. Now it is nothing but a mix of Twilight and Harry Potter, so there's nothing new about it, but Kath writes fan fiction about Simon Snow and Baz and she is really popular in the fan fiction community and she has a great following. So she loves writing, she loves Simon Snow with all her heart. She likes to stay in her shell and writing is her one true love, and she doesn't really want to do the socializing that college expects you to do. Now there were little paragraphs taken from her fan fiction and sometimes from the book series that she writes about, and it didn't really make sense or wasn't really interesting to read because it is not a better version of Harry Potter or Twilight, and didn't feel really good reading it. Like, I am kind of neutral about it, but it wasn't really necessary. We could have gone without it. And also I think that the book was really long. It could have been shorter because there were moments when it really felt like things were getting repeated. Even in conversations, you do not have to repeat what the other person has just said because readers can grasp that much. So sometimes I really felt that was not needed and that just added to the length of the book, and it's a big book. Talking about the main character, Kath, she has anxiety and she has trust issues. She was relatable at times. There were times when I just read some lines and I sat back and thought that this is exactly what I have felt too. And that is nice. Whenever you read something like that in a book, it's always nice to find parts of yourselves in book, and I was really glad to read those lines and connect with the character. So yes, I did connect with Cather and I did understand her, but having said that, the other characters were not really convincing, I would say. Like, there is this character Nick which has really no spine in the book. He is just a blank character and there's nothing to him. Even the romantic interest of Kat doesn't really have much going on. He's so happy, like even in situations that do not demand it, he's always smiling, and sometimes it gets annoying. I don't know if more people felt this, but I felt it. Having said all of that, I understand why people love this book so much, because there is not much plot to this book. There is just this girl getting through life, getting through college, and if you want a break, if you want a light novel where you do not have to think that much, where you do not have to invest that much, just a good read, you can pick this one, because this just feels like a friend. It just feels like you are listening to someone talking about their anxiety, talking about their fears, talking about their romantic life and all of that stuff. So that felt really nice, and I also have a kind of book hangover, which is weird because I don't usually have book hangovers like that, but I miss Kat and I miss listening to her story. Just in general, I miss this story. Now, I also think that people should listen to it in the audiobook format. Why? Because it is very long if you want to read it, and you might lose interest. There is not a lot to hold your attention, so you might lose interest, but I think listening to it feels like you are just talking to a friend who understands you, and I think it can really give you peace like that. Talking about the ending of the book, I felt that for a fairly long book, the ending was rather abrupt. I have so many questions. There were so many things just left off for the reader to imagine. Like, we do not know what happens, you have to tell us. They wrote such a long book, and they could have made the ending a little satisfactory and could have at least answered all our questions, because there are many characters and we do not know what happens with them, and I do not want to talk because that would be spoilers, and I do not want to spoil you in any way. I want you to read it for yourself, have your own experience, and then figure out if you like it or not. But I really am not satisfied with the ending. They should have made it more satisfactory. It was very abrupt, very quick, and I was just confused that it's over. We did not even get a proper closure, and that really messes with my mind, and that really changes the whole experience for me. So maybe that's why I have so many bittersweet feelings for it, but the book overall could have been a lot better. So yeah, as I said, I have bittersweet feelings about it, I have mixed feelings about it, and these were it. Tell me if you have read it and that's what you think about it. Now, I like Rainbow Rowell's style of writing, so I am going to pick her other books because I've also heard really good things about them, especially Carry On, the series. I would like to read what happens with them in depth. It's basically about Baz and Simon, and I would like to know what happens to them properly. So yeah, that was my review of Fangirl. I think I will give it 3.5 stars because it was like a friend and I did enjoy reading it, but I have my issues with it, and I think it's okay. Different people have different experience reading the same book, and it's perfectly okay. This is what I feel about this story, and if you are someone who deals with anxiety, trust issues, if you are someone who is just going to a new place or changing schools or going to college or doing anything new in life, this book will feel very home-like to you. And if you also are interested in Baz and Simon, which means that if you have read Carry On series first, you can also read it, because if the world of mages interests you, you will like it. But if you are looking for a romance that totally grips you and everything, I don't think this book is it, though you can give it a try and find out for yourself. Everybody has a different taste, and you should absolutely try it because why not? So yeah, this is what I feel about this book. Tell me what are your thoughts about it. I would absolutely love to know your thoughts, and I will see you again very soon with another video, which is basically Percy Jackson book review. I have finished the whole series and I'm so happy. There is another series and I have already begun reading it, of course. That I am really excited to talk about, and it will be coming out very soon. So stay tuned for that. I will see you again very soon. Until then, take care, stay safe, and lots of love.